the beaten track, isn't it?
That's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a green lane without being a green lane, if you like.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's a brilliant one.
Without so many of the potholes.
Hello and welcome back to our coast adventure. While Lavie and Ollie are nearing the end of their world record breaking attempt to circumnavigate the world, we're at a similar stage with our circumnavigation of the English and Welsh coastline. We've just got the west and south of Wales to go. Knowing us, we'll probably turn it into another 60 episodes.
Oh, can we get round it?
No.
Unfortunately, no. I got to get off again.
Yeah.
Right.
Hang on. It's still that way because it went that way before. Ready?
You've probably noticed this is not the coast. We left last week's episode having just arrived at Carnarvon. It was the end of the stage between the Scottish border and North Wales. It's now several weeks later and we're returning to Carnarvon to resume the coast trip. For normal people, it takes about 4.5 hours to get to North Wales from where we live, but instead we set off at 6 AM to take a scenic ride from the bottom right to the top left of Wales. I don't know about Lavie and Ollie, but I'm thinking of submitting Jared's route to the Guinness Book of Records as the slowest way to drive the length of Wales. It took us over 9 hours. I'm only kidding. I love his harebrained ideas and can't think of anything better than being on the back of the bike exploring new places and enjoying God's wonderful creation. And what a great job he made of Wales. I'm not going to try to describe just how beautiful this country is. Take a look for yourself as we give you a small glimpse, bearing in mind this is the typical Welsh countryside and not just the best bits.
Oh, here they come. Look, the dogs are working them, Jared. Don't rush. You could turn the engine off.
We don't know how far they gotta go. You sure? We wanted to film this. Are they going across? Okay. Thank you.
Lovely road.
Amazing, isn't it? Got a lot of this to come. We've just got hours and hours on it.
Oh, another gate. Oh yeah, there's your leg.
Pull on the left. Pull on the left.
Oh, hello. Didn't see them. Oh yeah, is it a Charolais?
Could
Oh, he's
be.
got a ring as well. We don't want to be hanging around here too long,
No.
which means he's dangerous. Right, okay.
Here we go. We're back in action, aren't we? Another gate.
He's keeping an eye on us, isn't he? Look at that. Wow, he's just amazing. He's a stud girl, isn't he? Bunny rabbits. Got it all, haven't we? We've had lots of red kites, bunny rabbits, sheep, amazing cattle, a dead fox. Oh, that was sad. Oh good, I don't have to get off for this one.
You'll be glad to hear that Jared has got himself a proper summer biking jacket at last, and he's very pleased with it. The new look seems to have inspired him to get his hair cut and a beard trim as well. He's not only safer, but more handsome than ever. In the last episode, we ended a fantastic day at Carnarvon and had a quick ride around the town. We've decided to stay here tonight before we resume our ride along the coast tomorrow morning. Join us as we wander around this historic fortress town.
Carnarvon is dominated by what is possibly the most impressive castle in Wales. If you've been paying attention to the recent episodes, you'll know the story. In 1283, after centuries of conflict, King Edward I completed his conquest of Wales, which he secured by a chain of castles and walled towns. Some say the castle here at Carnarvon is based on the walls of Constantinople. In what I suspect may have been a cynical attempt to endear or impose himself, Edward's fourth son, Edward of Carnarvon, later Edward II of England, was born at the castle in April 1284 and made Prince of Wales in 1301. Also in 1284, Edward granted Carnarvon a charter, a generous gesture or a tactic to consolidate power. I'll let you decide. Despite Edward's combination of the carrot and stick, the Welsh were having none of it. In 1400, a Welsh nobleman, Owen Glendower, had a dispute with a neighbouring English lord that resulted in Glendower claiming the title of Prince of Wales, and a 15-year-long revolt began. In November 1401, Glendower took control of Carnarvon during the Battle of Tut Hill, and the Golden Dragon, the flag symbolising Welsh independence, was flown. In 1404, after a series of successful castle sieges and several battlefield victories against the English, with the support of the French, Spanish and Scottish, Owen gained control of the country and was officially crowned Prince of Wales. It lasted for 5 years until February 1409, when English forces captured Owen's last remaining strongholds of Aberystwyth and Harlech Castle, effectively ending his territorial rule in Wales. Glendower refused to surrender, turned down 2 offers of a pardon and retreated to the Welsh mountains, where he continued to resist the English. This continued until Owen died of natural causes in 1415. 500 years later, the Welsh resistance was as steadfast as ever. In 1890, David Lloyd George became the local MP. Despite being born in England, he was a staunch supporter for more independence for Wales. He established himself as a formidable politician not only on local issues but also on the national and indeed international stage. His acumen and abilities led him to become Prime Minister in 1916, midway through the First World War. Not surprisingly, there is a statue of him in the town square. However, in 1911, David Lloyd George agreed to the British royal family's idea of holding the investiture of the Prince of Wales at Carnarvon Castle. On the 1st of July 1969, King Charles was invested here as Prince of Wales. The Welsh Defence Movement tried to blow up the railway line to stop the royal train, but the perpetrators, Alwyn Jones and George Taylor, were killed when their bomb exploded prematurely and the ceremony went ahead. The resistance here seems as strong as ever. In July 2019, Carnarvon hosted a rally for Welsh independence. In 1955, Carnarvon was in the running to become the capital of Wales, but was heavily defeated in a ballot with 11 votes compared to Cardiff's 136.
Thanks for getting this far, but we can't leave it there. Carnarvon and Wales's history goes back much further and gets even more interesting with a story of power and love. Some say it's fiction, but there's plenty of evidence to suggest it's true.
I know what you're talking about, Magnus Maximus and the end of Roman occupation in Britain. Let's start by looking at the facts, shall we? Magnus Maximus was a Roman leader, a general and emperor. From AD 385 to 388, he ruled Britain, Gaul and Spain. He was a Christian and appears to have endeared himself to ancient Britons of all tribes and could have unified these isles had he not returned to Rome to seize the opportunity to become emperor. He was initially successful, but he wasn't the only one trying to take power and ultimately lost the battle and his life. His death in 388 marked the end of direct Roman presence in Britain, but not before he left a legacy. He appointed Cole Hen, Old King Cole to you and I as ruler of northern England, and is the founding father of the dynasties of several medieval Welsh kingdoms.
Not only was he a great leader, he was incredibly romantic. He had a dream one night of a lovely maiden in a wonderful far-off land. Awakening, he sends his men all over the Roman Empire in search of her. With much difficulty they find her here in Segontium, the Roman name for Carnarvon. She was the daughter of a chieftain. He travels here and finds everything is exactly as in his dream. The maiden, whose name is Ellen, accepts and loves him, and they get married. Because Ellen is a virgin, Magnus gives her father sovereignty over the island of Britain and orders 3 castles built for his bride. That's when Magnus has to return to Rome. With the help of men from Britain, led by Ellen's brother, Kynan, Magnus marches across Gaul and Italy and recaptures Rome. In gratitude to his British allies, Magnus rewards them with a portion of Gaul that has become known as Brittany.
Before we sign off, I'd just like to dedicate this episode to my beautiful fair maiden, co-pilot and cameraman. This one's for you, Esther.
The roads are not great. Experience is one of the greatest experiences.
Ain't got no cigarettes.
I thought you were taking a photo.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time when we'll be heading south along the wonderful West Wales coast.